everyone, and what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to our Welcoming a New Month series, and welcome to Welcoming June. How many times can I say the word welcome? Either way, welcome back to the channel. Hello everyone. Today we are welcoming June a little bit later in the month than I wanted. However, this month was just really busy, or the beginning of the month was really busy, and I didn't get to do it as early in the month as I would have liked. So here we are welcoming the month of June together. If you're new, hello, my name is Brianna. I hope that you'll subscribe and stick around. We have a very fun, chaotic, and chatty little corner of the internet, and we like to keep things fun and lighthearted around here. So subscribe, we would love to have you. But welcome to the Welcoming June series. So every month I like to do a Welcoming the New Month. Think of this as my monthly reset button at the beginning of the month, where we talk about my goals, things that I'm excited and looking forward to for the month, anything from cleaning up my room, cleaning up the house, vice versa, all the fun things. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Also, I'm starting off with a nice little caffeine-free Diet Coke. I got this cute little glass from Anthropologie and I am loving it. I have it in the lemon and the cherry, and it does fit perfectly a 12-ounce can of soda. This is a caffeine-free Diet Coke. I'm still not fully transitioned into drinking a ton of caffeine, but I have been drinking a caffeinated morning cup of coffee every morning, but only about half to 3/4. I don't know if that really makes a difference, but makes all the bit of difference for me. I'm gonna throw up on the screen here my Welcoming June to-do list. We're gonna walk through kind of everything that we are gonna get up to today in today's vlog. First and foremost, for the Welcoming June to-do list, in the cleaning category, we have vacuum the bedroom. I dusted and did a lot of that other stuff for our bedroom a while ago, so it doesn't really need a dust. And when I say a while ago, I mean like Sunday afternoon. I was dusting and getting some things organized in here, so it doesn't need a dust, but it does definitely need a vacuum. We need to vacuum, dust, and really deep clean the living room. I feel like it's just kind of a hot mess right now. We just kind of have been living in there at night and just running away from it during the day, so that I want to give some TLC. And then I also need to vacuum and clean the office, mainly just vacuum, and I want to Clorox wipe Corianized desks because it has been so nice out and I've been keeping the windows open. My allergies are in full swing and there has been pollen covering our desks recently, and I just want to give it a big Clorox wipe, get all the gunk off my desk, and just make it nice and clean. I need to fluff dry and fold the remainder of our laundry. We had a lot of laundry to do because we had roots from trees growing into our, well, my mom's, I say, pipes in the basement where we normally do our laundry. So we had an overflow of water in the basement, so we had 2 weeks of laundry that needed to get done, and Corey and I were both on trips, so we had a lot of laundry to get done, so I just need to fluff dry and fold the remainder of the laundry. I also need to just put away loose items. I say this at the beginning of every month. I have 2 stacks of clothes that need to get put away. I need to just organize little odds and ends, things that are just kind of floating about the cabin that need to go back into their original home. And then I also want to plan out my June budget. And then in personal and self-care, I would love to get ready for the day, which I did. Also, this is my natural hair, air dried with no products in it. So if you're wondering why my hair looks like I shoved it into an electrical socket and why I've got some frizz on the outer layer, that would be why. Because every time that I do my everything shower in the morning, I just let my hair air dry for the day. I don't put any product in it. That way if I want to heat style it the next day or so on, I can, but I just let it air dry. So here's my chaotic curly hair for the day. This is what you're gonna get. And I did put on a little bit of makeup today, so that was very nice and very refreshing. I would love to drink a liquid IV. I feel like since I have been back from Disney for the last few weeks, I find that I just have not been drinking a lot of water, so I really want to be just extra hydrated and kick off the month with just some extra electrolytes I feel like my body could use. 30 minutes of reading. I would love to read for about 30 minutes to an hour today. I said 30 minutes because it felt a little bit more manageable than saying an hour, so 30 minutes would be great. I currently just started reading Say You Swear. My best friend Angela recommended it, so I'm very excited to read it. People say it is amazing. Very much looking forward to getting out of the thriller genre because I've been a little bit in a slump there, so maybe a little bit of hopeless romance and maybe some sizzly spice will help me get out of a reading slump. And then lastly, I would love to eat a healthy dinner. I took out salmon tonight, so I'm excited to just have a nice healthy dinner, get my body ready to go. I had a nice healthy lunch today on my lunch break, so that was very good. So that is what is on the Welcoming June to-do list. I'm very excited to just kind of get some stuff done today. That is really everything on the list that needs to get done. And what can you expect from the video? We are gonna obviously get those things done. We're also going to spend some time talking about my goals for the upcoming month. I'm not going to reflect on my goals from last month. They just feel really out of touch, out of tune, and I I don't love to revisit the goals. I look at them for myself, see what I ticked off, and move on to the next month. And then I'm also going to talk about my current favorites, or what I'm going to call it now is my new hyper fixations. Shannon and Sierra talked about this on their Mocktails and Cocktails podcast. They always call it like, what is your current hyper fixation? And I just love that word, because let me tell you, I can hyper fixate on literally anything. So we are bringing a new segment into these, which is my hyper fixations, which is basically just my current favorites of the month, which is what I will put in the title, but we're gonna call them my hyper fixations because I think it's kind of cute and fun and silly, and everyone likes to be a little silly sometimes. So cheers to welcoming June. Welcome to a new month. If you had a really shitty last month, kick it to the curb. We're done. June is here. We're ready to start on a new month, and let's get into it. We are now going to start by going over my June goals, and then I'll also share my June mood board. I've been doing a mood board every month as well that kind of corresponds. Well, it does correspond. What are you saying, Brianna? It does correspond with my goals for the month. So let's get into this month's section of my June goals. Welcome to this month's little segment where we talk about all the goals that I'm setting for myself in June. I find that I'm someone that still struggles with goal setting, achieving their goals, constantly revisiting their goals. I'm still, and again, I have the window open if you can hear the cars driving by, but I'm just somebody that struggles with, I don't know, setting and keeping goals. I'm really good about setting goals. Let me tell you, I have a lot of goals and ambitions and things that I want to hit. It's the idea of actually completing them and making them have their own space in my day-to-day life to complete. So if you have any tips and tricks for completing your goals, hitting your goals, any of your personal goals, comment that down below, because I think I'm still struggling a little bit with that. But without further ado, let's get into my June goals. I have 4 categories for this month, which are financial, personal, health and wellness, and social media. So those are my 4 goals that I have for the month, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them up on the screen over here as well, so we can just kind of walk through them together, talk through my goals. I'll share a little bit about why I picked those goals as well. So first and foremost, let's start out with financial. My first financial goal of the month was to stick to a shopping and personal budget. Something that I'm really good about is the concept of budgeting. I love putting all my numbers in the Excel. I love sitting there and thinking about, okay, how much do I want to put in each of these categories this month? And then what I'm really bad at is actually sticking to those numbers and not pretending that they're fake numbers, like figments of my imagination numbers, and that it is what it is if I go over the budget. So I have a goal this month to stick to my shopping and personal budget, because we need to be saving. Our wedding is in now. We're under the 4-month mark, and we are going to have a lot of final payments due, and I just want to make sure that we are set up financially for a success, along with making sure that we're saving standardly, and we have trips coming up. So we just need to be a little bit more cautious about where we're spending our money, why we're spending it, and just making some better decisions. Next is, I'd love to put $500 per account, $500 in my wedding savings and $500 in my personal savings. Normally, for, like I just said, I want to be saving money, right? You want to stick to a budget, Brianna. Why are you only saving X amount per month? We actually have a wedding on Martha's Vineyard this month, along with one of my really good friends' bridal showers. So the money is going to be shelled out. We've got money to shell out this month, and I also don't want to not save, but I also want to make sure that I'm not just putting money in a savings account to just pull it right back out again. So $500 per account would be great. And then $200 in Disney gift cards. I always buy Disney gift cards every month, whether it's $25, $100, $200, $300, however much money I feel that I want to set aside. We are actually heading to Disney in July with Corey's sister and her boyfriend, and I am so excited to take them. They have not been in about 20 years, so I want to make sure that we have enough money set aside. And because this was a little bit more of an impromptu Disney trip, any allocated money that I can set aside would be perfect, because we don't have any other trips and things that we're doing this year. So just that little bit of money to use immediately in Disney will feel really good, and I want to have that money set aside. So not many financial goals. I just want to be really, the word tight feels restrictive, but I just want to feel a little bit more conscious and a little bit more deliberative with the way that I'm spending money this month, saving it and spending it. So those are my financial goals. Next, let's get into my personal goals. There are a lot of personal goals this month because I want to make this month about me. I can't really do a lot about saving and finances and all that because we just have a lot coming up this month. So I'm excited to make a month a little bit more about me and my own personal goals. So first and foremost, I'd love to complete a puzzle. You guys, I have so many puzzles and I am just so sick of staring at my phone and just like being obsessed with being ingrained in my phone that I want to take time away from my phone. So I would love to complete a puzzle, maybe on the back deck or on a Sunday afternoon, something like that. Would love to complete a puzzle. I would also love to read 2 books, one on my Kindle and one physical. I am in a reading slump. I've been in one for about 3 months just for the lack of, like I said, obsessed with my phone, not wanting to read, and we've just been so busy that I haven't picked up to read. And my body almost wants to read. Like I just said, I'm reading Say You Swear, and I'm just really interested in keeping going, so I definitely want to read more this month. I would like to watch 3 Marvel movies this month. Corey and I so far have watched Iron Man 1 and 2, which we really, really loved. I loved the first Iron Man a little bit more than the second, but I love them nonetheless, and I feel like if I was a superhero, I would be Tony Stark. So our goal is to complete all the Marvel movies this year, so I'd love to add 3 to the repertoire this month. So my next goal is to get dressed and ready for work 2 days a week. I find that I am normally just, I don't want to say rolling out of bed, but I mean getting ready by like putting on a cute top and maybe some shorts, or doing a little bit of my makeup, or just like something to make me feel a little bit better. I find that in the summer, it's something that I look forward to doing, is like just getting dressed up a little bit more throughout the day, especially because I'm working from home and it's hot, so I feel like there's some fun kind of summer styles I can play around with. So I would love to actually get dressed and style some pieces in my closet, and I feel like it'll make me feel really good. I'd also love to work on my handle things once mentality. I don't remember if I heard this from Jessica Braun a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever it was. I think it was her that I had heard it from, but just this idea of handling things once. For example, when you come into the house versus taking off your shoes and leaving them at the front door and then placing your bag on the chair, so then have to come back later to pick up your shoes and pick up your bag and go put them away. You come into the house, take off your shoes, walk your shoes to the closet, the home they belong in, and put your purse where it belongs. I am somebody that is so not handle things once mentality at all. That was a big goal that I want to work on for myself this year, is this idea of handling things one time. That will also help with not having loose items and crap everywhere. So I want to work on that this month, and I've already started doing that. I fumbled the bag yesterday by leaving bags on the dining room table, but we are working on it, and I remembered that it was my goal this month, so I've been actively working on it. And then next is, I would love to have 2 beach days. We are in the month of June. We have a lot going on this month, but if I could squeeze in 1 to 2 beach days, whether that's during a weekday or weekend, if I have time, I would just love to actually be able to go to the beach. I love going to the beach in the summer, and I want to get nice and tan for the wedding, and of course just being tan for the summer. So 2 beach days is my goal for this month. So next, let's get into my health and wellness goals. First and foremost, I would love to go to the gym and or move my body 10 times this month. I am someone that is slowly starting to find my love of moving my body, going to the gym. However, I'm really unmotivated. If you're somebody that is unmotivated and not disciplined to go to the gym, like, I feel you, I see you, you are seen. It is so hard for me to get out of bed in the morning and go to the gym with Corey when he goes. I just want to be sleeping. I just honestly don't want to be going. However, something that I know about myself is I need to treat my body with better care, physically, mentally, all the things. And so being able to walk on the treadmill or just lift a little bit of weight and get a sweat out, I feel like will help my body just feel its best, be its best, and look its best. So I'm really excited to start getting into the gym. Next is, I would like to do W3s, which I call my warm weather walks. I'd love to do 1 a week for 30 minutes just outside of the gym, just going for a nice walk outside, whether that's when we are shopping and we take an extra 30 minutes to walk around the shopping center and it's outside, or if we walk after work, whatever have you. I just want to get outside a little bit more, especially with the warm weather coming and we are getting some spring and summer here in New England. I want to spend a lot more of my time outside. And then going into my next goal, I would love to spend 75 hours outside. I have a goal this year to spend, I think it was 670 hours outside. That's 2 hours a day for every day. Now, let me tell you, there's days I never leave my house. There's days I spend 12 hours outside. So I just want to kind of get back into enjoying fresh air, getting myself outside, because I think that it's just a lot smarter than sitting inside and being a hermit. So I would love to do that. And then I would also love to limit heat on my hair to only once a week. So I am trying to embrace my natural curls. As you see, like I said, this is all just air dried hair. This is I say no product. The only thing that's in here is a leave-in conditioner spray when it was wet, a detangler when it was wet, and a heat protectant when it was wet. Other than that, I brush it out and I let it air dry. I don't mix it with any round brushes. I don't like try to force my curls. You let them be. If you have curly hair, you get it. when you have curly hair or just curly hair in general, you don't need brushes to make your hair look all kinds of crazy, kinky, curly. Your hair is just naturally curly. But I want my curls to be a lot tighter and a lot more defined, so I'm trying to put a lot less heat on it, especially during the summer. So I'm allowing myself once a week heat because we have, you know, weddings and other things this month. So I don't want to not heat style it, but I just want to do less heat style. Next is I would love to do a clean during the week eating, which Corey and I normally are really good about eating clean and healthy all week long, and the weekends are a little bit more sporadic. But now that we are really getting into wedding season in the next 3 months, I am not going to go on some crazy ridiculous diet. I'm not going to go in some crazy gym regimen, because at the end of the day, everybody is wedding body ready. So I am just at the point where I want to eat clean. I want to make better choices. For example, maybe I have, you know, yogurt and strawberries and chocolate chips, you know, more for dessert versus, you know, 3 chocolate chip cookies. I'm gonna do both because I think life is all about balance, but I think just eating clean during the week will make me feel really good, and maybe I'll see some results when I am working out at the gym. And then I have a bonus goal this month, which is to start pickleball. Corey and I bought this just like $20 little pickleball set at Home Goods, and I just want to get into doing something fun with Corey outside of work that's also moving our body, getting a sweat in. I feel like we have hobbies, but we don't have joint hobbies together, so I feel like that could be a fun kind of joint hobby for the two of us to actually get into. So those are my health and wellness goals. And then my social media goals I have for this month. The first is to do 2 podcast episodes. Okay, you guys, the podcast is coming back. I promise you, Corey and I are actually going to be recording an episode tonight or tomorrow, and I am so ready to be back on the podcast. It is going to be fun. It's a fun Disney podcast. If you're not into Disney, do not feel the need to listen to it. We're excited to get that back in the swing. Next, I would love to do my weekly photo dump on Instagram. Let me tell you, that has become one of my favorite things to do, is just what my week looked like, because I think so often as someone that works from home in a very mundane day-to-day life, I find that it's fun to showcase the mundane and those really fun little beautiful moments. So every week I would love to do a weekly photo dump on Instagram, but I would like to in-feed Instagram post 2 times a week. So one being the weekly photo dump and the other one being a reel or an individual photo or just something fun on Instagram. Instagram is my, and I've said it before, my little casual baby. I keep Instagram so casual. I think everyone with the aesthetic Instagram and this, it's just not for me. I like to keep Instagram casual. Photo carousels, photo dumps, all the fun, goofy stuff I think should be on Instagram, because I don't know, I just like it, and I think Instagram should be casual, and I like that. And next is I'd like to do 8 YouTube videos this month. I was someone that was doing 3 uploads a week. If you're new, I work a full 9-to-5 job, and it's just sometimes not possible to do 3 uploads a week, especially with more recently having a lot of anxiety within the last few months. So I'm just trying to pull back and really enjoy summer. Wedding planning is getting really crazy. My bridal shower is getting really crazy. So I just don't want to put too much pressure on myself to have a zillion and 5 goals in social media and YouTube, when I just want to film what I want to film, and when I feel ready I will, and when I want to take a break and don't feel like it, I don't have to, and I don't want to kind of give myself that really strict regimen. So with that being said, those are all of my June goals. Forward to completing. Again, if you have any tips for the way that you complete your goals, comment down below, because I would love to know just different things that you do to track your goals, complete your goals, how you stay consistent, how you stay regimented. I feel like that's something that I'm currently in a phase of life where I'm struggling with, so just wanted to put that out there. But if you're struggling and still setting goals, it's totally fine. I just started setting goals maybe a year ago, and there has not been a single month that I've hit every goal. If not, maybe 2 months I've hit even 50%. So I am not consistent, and I am working on it, and we can work on it together. So comment down below any of your June goals. I'd love to know what you're looking forward to accomplishing or trying to accomplish this month. So next is, honestly, I really think it's about time to clean this bedroom. It just feels a little bit chaotic and crusty, and by chaotic and crusty I mean I need to reorganize one of my nightstand drawers, and I want to vacuum, and I just have some loose items that are in here that really need to get cleaned and put away. So without further ado, let's start a little bit of a cleaning montage. One thing I love to do is I'm going to put on a podcast. I set a timer for 20 minutes, and whatever I can get done in 20 minutes is what I get done, and I don't go too much longer than that, because I find that I will just find all the nitty-gritty little things to do. And this is just a little bit reset of the month. I can clean as well throughout the weeks and whatnot throughout the month, but there's just a few things I want to get done today, and I don't want to go overboard. So let's clean this room because it's a little bit in need of some TLC. The bedroom is clean. As you can see, I'm getting a little sweaty, which means the hair is really hairing and really big and very much lion's mane. I look just like my Leo the lion. So you can tell that I am in fact his mother because we have the same hair. So we are the same. But all my little stuffies are on the bed over here, but let's do just a quick little check-in, see where we are at for the day in terms of things that I wanted to get done. So we'll start with cleaning. First and foremost, vacuum bedroom and clean up the bedroom. I did. Vacuum, dust, clean the living room. I did. Vacuum and clean the office. Not yet. I like to do that at the end of the day when Corey and I are both done for the work day so that I don't bother him and vacuum while he's on a sales call or on a call, and I want his desk to get wiped down too, so we're gonna wait until the end of the day. Next, for organizing fluff and fold laundry, I did not do that yet. It's just sitting downstairs. I need to actually put it in the fluff dry now. Next is put away loose items. I did that, so I just need to make sure that there's no other last little loose items floating around the house. The only thing I have to technically still put away is we switch out our mugs every so often because we just have so many, so I need to do that. And then next is plan out my June budget. Technically I planned it out, but I need to go back in one more time and just adjust and tweak a few things, so we can do that together. Personal care and self-care, get ready for the day. I can check that off. Drink a liquid IV. I have not. Once I finish my little Diet Coke for the afternoon, I'm gonna drink a liquid IV. 30 minutes of reading, not yet, and eat a healthy dinner, not yet. So a little bit of a check-in, but we did a very good job so far getting some stuff done. So here is the next plan. I'm gonna go downstairs, grab our other load of laundry and throw in some of those fluff dries, and then I will come back and we can do my little budget together. I think I'd like to start sharing. I don't necessarily know if I'd share my income. I don't think I'm there just yet super comfortable sharing my income, and we also live at home rent-free right now, so I think certain things for my budget I'd like to keep private for just right now, but I think in the future I would share. So let me know if you even want to see my budget, how I budget. Again, I'll have the Excel sheet that I use linked down below, but I'm gonna go put in the fluff dry, bring up the other set of clean clothes, and then we can sit on the floor or in the office or somewhere and we'll do my budget. Let's chat budgets and income and all things monthly money. I am laying on the bed because we're gonna keep this just like a fun, casual, chatty little segment because I have really never shared my budget online. I've never shared my income online. I think right now it's not something that I'm super comfortable with, and I'm still kind of easing into it slowly. As someone that works a full-time 9-to-5 corporate job in sales, I just like to keep certain parts of my life private, and work is one of those really big things that I do not love to share online, but I'm easing into it slowly but surely. So instead of us actually putting up a budget screen on the computer, like on the screen here, because I don't have that, I have my computer right in front of me, and I'm just gonna pull up my monthly Excel budget, and we'll just kind of talk through what my budget is gonna look like for the month. Again, I really want to stick to this month's monthly budget, so we are gonna get into that right now together. Again, I'm not gonna share my screen or anything, but we can at least talk through it together. And like I've said 4 times in this video, I will have my budget sheet linked down below. It's from Etsy. It was like $8, $12. I love it. I think it's great. So what we're going to talk about today is just my expenses. So on here, there's different categories that you can put your expenses in. My specific categories are groceries, eating out, coffee, appointments, shopping, treating others, gas/our car, home, wedding, refills and needs, travel and vacation, activities, and medical. So we're gonna go through all this together, and I'm gonna put in the numbers and we can just kind of talk through it out loud as if we're on FaceTime talking about our budgets. So for that being said, first and foremost, we're gonna talk about my groceries. Corey and I love to buy groceries. I'm a grocery girl. I literally love nothing more than buying groceries, but I find that more recently I have been spending a little bit too much on groceries this month. So what I'm gonna do, or not this month, but just in general. So for groceries this month, I'm really gonna try to stick to about $275 for the month. Now that is not for Corey and I for the entire month. It's just $275 for me for the month. And then obviously like whatever Corey spends, we don't split things. It's just someone takes it one time, someone takes it the other, and we just kind of go from there. So $275 is what I'm thinking for groceries this month. Actually, I'm gonna bump that up to $300 because I realize that we don't have a lot of meat in our freezer anymore, so we might have to buy some more from Costco. So I think $300 feels a little bit more realistic. Eating out, I'm gonna say $125. I really don't want to eat out too much. This month we are going to Martha's Vineyard for a wedding where we will be basically fending for ourselves from Thursday and Friday, Saturday breakfast, and then Sunday when we leave. So I'm gonna try my best to do a lot of cooking at the Airbnb and just bringing stuff for PB&J and cooking at home. So I don't want to eat out too much this month. I really want to try to be a little bit better. Corey and I are going on a little date on Saturday just to get out of the house, which I think he said that he was going to pay for, and we're going to use our gift cards that we have to go out and like pick a restaurant probably based on a gift card. Next is coffee. I'm gonna put like, I don't know, $15. You all know that I really drink decaf now. I don't really go to Starbucks that much anymore, and I normally have a lot of gift cards that I've accumulated, so probably not a lot on that. Appointments, I do have, I think, 2 maybe nail appointments, so I'm wondering if that would be about, oh, but I do have a manicure pedicure appointment plus another nail appointment, so that's gonna be about $150. I know you can call me crazy. Having my nails done or my nails and toes done is something that I will just never give up in life. I will eat grass before I have to give it up. It's just like my beauty thing that I never want to get not done. My nails cost me $45, then I do a $10 tip, and when I do a pedicure, I think my pedicure is maybe $50, because I end up paying to have gel polish because I really only get a pedicure every other month, and this is the month that I will be getting a pedicure. So with that, $150 for appointments. Shopping, we're gonna say $250. Actually, no, we're gonna go less than that. We're gonna go to, see, this is where I struggle. Like, I don't want to spend, like, I don't know, this is where I like really struggle with shopping. I'm gonna say $250 and I stay under it, great, and I do not want to go over it because not shopping for me is really hard. It's just something that I love to do, and again, I want to be more cautious about it, but I think if I restrict myself really hard from the onset, it's not gonna fare well with me. And then next is gas in the car. I don't really pay for anything, honestly, for the car. Corey is the one that puts gas in the car, has the monthly like car wash subscription on his. I pay for the car insurance, but that's under bills, so Corey always is the one that puts gas in the car, so I don't need to worry about that. Home, I'm gonna put $50. This is stuff like a new serving dish or metal straws, just like stuff for the home. Maybe it's I don't know, a new blanket, a comforter, a pillow, something that's for the home or the kitchen is things that I like to budget for, because even though we are currently living at my parents', I like to still have a little bit of my own zhuzh or fun stuff in the home. For example, if I buy a candle or if I buy, you know, a piece of decor, I like to have that kind of stuff in the house. Next is wedding. So this is stuff that we need to buy for the wedding, and again, it will come out of the wedding sinking fund anyway, but I actually still need a few things for the bridal shower, like pens for the games, some signs and that stuff, so I'm gonna budget about $300 for that. And then refills and needs, I don't really need much this month, honestly, so probably not a big month of refills, so I'm just gonna put $50 there. Vacation and travel, big month. Please do not be alarmed at the number that I share, because it's just, I already know it's gonna be a lot. We still owe for the Airbnb, which is about $1,200. We also are giving them, of course, a wedding gift. We're gonna need to pay for our stuff while we're on the vineyard. Our ferry tickets were about $260 for both of us round trip, so like $260 total for Corey and I, plus a luggage. So I'm assuming our travel expenses are gonna run us about probably like $2,500 this month. Honestly, probably more. I'm gonna put $3,000. Again, this will come out of like a travel emergency kind of sinking fund, because it's not gonna be just all based off of our income. In addition, we also have a Disney trip that's coming up in July, so that is another thing that goes into that fund, is the travel vacation, because that's something that we're saving for, right? So if I buy those $200 of Disney gift cards, underneath travel and vacation, that's where the money comes, right? It gets allocated from. And then activities, I'm gonna say like $75. This is like if we go to a movie, if we, I don't know, go to a Wolfpack game, a Yard Goats game, anything like an activity outside of the house, that will go under there. And then medical, I have nothing that I need medically this month, thank God. That's, you know, fingers crossed. So that is gonna be a big fat zero. So ultimately that is gonna be the budget for the month. If you're wondering what the total of my budgeted expenses are gonna be for the month, it's about $4,600. With that though, if I took out that $3,000 of travel and vacation, my expenses for the month would be $1,615. So without that $3,000 in there, makes it a big difference, but it is what it is. We have a very expensive wedding that we're going to, which I'm so looking forward to. I'm not excited about it. It's just a bigger expense, and we have to make sure that we're budgeting, and other things will kind of take a back seat because of it. So with that being said, that is going to be my budget for the month, so I'm excited I could have shared a little bit with you. Again, I'm not going to share my income and that kind of stuff, and don't worry, I don't make a zillion dollars, and it is what it is. Like, I do my best to try to live, you know, below the means, but I'm also really good at spending money. So I'm just going to be honest and transparent. So little check-in now. I'm going to go downstairs and grab our last little load of laundry so that I can do the fluff dry. But that was great. I'm glad that I got to plan out my June budget. The work day for Corey is almost done. He was working a little bit later tonight, so the good thing is once he's done, we'll be able to clean and vacuum the office, and then we're gonna make a nice healthy dinner. So next on the to-do list, I'm gonna go downstairs, grab our laundry, fold that, and put it away, so I'll be able to check that off. Then we'll clean the office, and then we'll get ready to have a nice healthy dinner. Now that we have the laundry folded and my desk is all nice and clean, end of the workday, I feel very, very good because I feel like we got a lot done post the workday, like latter half of it all. And Corey was working just a little bit later tonight, so it just made I couldn't do the desk stuff right away. But let's get into my current favorites of the month, or as I'm going to call them now, my new hyper fixations. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new hyper fixations, 10. Sorry, 10, I forgot about the other thing. 10 hyperfixations for the month that I am just absolutely loving right now. Things that I am either using every day, things that are new to me, really random stuff. And let me tell you, I also am on the side of TikTok where it's like unsexy products that actually work, that are an aesthetic. And let me tell you, there are some good unsexy products in here that actually work. So we are going to get into it. So in no particular order, first up, I have the coconut macaroons from Trader Joe's. I love these right now. I used to love these probably years ago when they would dip the bottom of them in chocolate, and Corey and I went to the store probably maybe 3 weeks ago. Maybe, I don't remember, maybe a month ago, I forget, honestly, probably like within the last month, and I am living for one of these after dinner. Like, I just think they are so good, and I'm a coconut girl. Like, I love anything shredded coconut. Coconut Mounds and Almond Joy are like two of my favorite candies. I love the Unreal coconut bars too, so I have just been absolutely living for these. On the snack train, this has been a hyperfixation for probably 3-ish months since I started having spouts of anxiety. It was the one thing that would kind of like calm me down, and then I would eat, and my little sweet treat at night. And it is the Jello vanilla and chocolate pudding cups, but they have to be the Jello brand, and they have to be the refrigerated ones, not the ones that are just on the shelf. These just hit different with like a little bit of whipped cream on top. They are my sweet treat. I could eat literally 100 of these in a day. I don't know, I just love them. They bring me back to a little bit of maybe my childhood, but they have to be specifically the ones that are in the refrigerator. I like them cold more than I like just like the snack pack. I like the Jello brand better. Next is my mini Owala. This, is it just women or girls, or who is it that is just obsessed with water, like water bottles? I cannot get enough of just having a different water bottle. And let me tell you, I might be converted from a Stanley to an Owala, and I'll tell you why. One, they lock, so it does not spill. The reason I got this little one is for travel. We use it when we travel in Disney. I'm so excited to bring this thing to Europe. And basically I hook a little carabiner to my belt bag and I clip it on, and there dangles the Owala, and I always have water in here or Powerade, and it's so easy to fill up. And I like that when you flick the little lock back here, the spout comes up, and I love it. I love that I can just straw, no issues. And I feel like I drink so much water when we're at Disney because I never wanted to bring a bigger water bottle, and this is insulated, so love that. That is a big win. Next is for any of my like curly or wavy hair girlies, it is the Day Hibiscus Wave Spray. You can't really tell. I'm trying to see if you can kind of tell. You can see a little bit of how much I've used. So about like from the top down to about here. And I am loving this. I love the smell. It's very summer, beachy, very clean smelling almost. And the reason that I like it is I will just normally spray this in my hair when it's wet, give it like a little bit of a scrunch when I want it to air dry, and I just feel like it gives it a little bit more, I don't want to say control, but maybe it's just the smell I like. I don't know. I just really like this product, and I would say if you have a little bit of wavy hair, this might just be a fun kind of product to try out. I don't remember how much it was. Maybe it was in the 20s, maybe 18, 25, I'm not really too sure. Will I repurchase? I don't know. I'm gonna go through the whole bottle and see if I would, but right now it is my hyperfixation when I'm doing my curly hair routine. I always kind of finish off my hair with a little bit of this spray, scrunch it up, and like off I go with the rest of my products. Next on the day train as well is this Day hairbrush. I know you're gonna say, Brianna, how can you be hyperfixating on a hairbrush? I have always used just like kind of your cheap whatever branded hairbrush, and let me tell you, they work, right? They brush your hair. There's nothing drastic about it. However, I am somebody that now with my curly hair, I find that it is definitely a little bit more tangly, and I want to be just a little bit more delicate when I'm brushing my hair out. I love, also sorry for the hair in the brush, but I love that this brush has a little bit of these boar bristles on the inside. I feel like it makes it just a little bit softer on my hair. And the other thing I like about this is when it's wet, I feel like it's not ripping through my hair as much. And I don't know, I just like it. I find that it's easy to hold. I don't know. It is kind of ridiculous for a hairbrush. I think this is $25 or maybe $30 for a hairbrush, but I also use this when I'm doing my slick backs as well. When I have product in my hair or my hair is wet, I find that it's more gentle on my hair. So I wanted to invest in my hair health, so I invested in the Day brush. I'd seen a few people talk about it, and the bristles are really smooth. They're very bendable and they're really soft. So I feel like it's definitely made a difference in my hair for sure. Next, let's get into some lotions. So I have two. The first one is the Gold Bond Healing Hand Cream. I'm an eczema girly. I have eczema literally right here on my forearms. I get it on my neck, my ear, my hands, and because I'm constantly washing my hands or showering or whatnot, I always need to have hand lotion. This one is literally, if I let some of the air out, it's got lotion at the bottom. This is like, I mean, we're almost at the end, and I will tell you that I'm gonna repurchase this. I definitely think it lasts through its, like, it honors to the claims, lasts through hand washing. 100% it lasts through hand washing, and I just absolutely love it. Next is, like I said, eczema, dry skin, need to be lotioned. I used to never be a lotion girly. I can't use any lotions with really harsh scents because it's not good for my skin. I tried the Nivea Shea Nourish with Deep Nourishing Serum and Shea Butter 24-Hour Moisture Body Lotion. This is the it girl. This is the it girl of body lotion. I am absolutely obsessed with it. This huge bottle for like $6, and it works. Like, I shaved today, full-blown shower. You know the drill, ladies. And I put lotion on my skin, like all over my arms, my legs, my chest, my stomach, my thighs, everything. My skin is so soft to the touch right now. It is amazing, and it feels like I just put lotion on. So this is my new it girl, and I love her. Next are these $10 Amazon little slippers. Like I said, I'll have everything linked down below for my hyperfixations. These slippers, I love them. They're $10. I bought them in a 7/8. They fit me perfectly. They're just the right kind of comfort. I don't find that they're too smushy or too stiff. The other thing is, when I've had slippers in the past that are this style, my toes, ladies, they're coming over the front. Always. These, never do they come over the front. They're just the right amount of tightness in here. They have a bunch of different colors. I got white because I'm in my bridal era, so I use them for my bachelorette, and I love them so much. The bottom is dirty because I literally wear them everywhere, every day. And then my last hyperfixation of the month is the Lemmy Sleep Sleep Tight Gummies, the like Lemmy brand. When I was having my spouts of anxiety, I was not sleeping through the night. I found it really challenging. It was really hard for me to fall asleep and then stay asleep as well. I am no way, shape, or form a doctor. Please contact any medical professional for any medical anything. However, I really had seen a lot of hype about these on TikTok. Girls had raved about them when it was non-sponsored, and I was like, you know what? They're 30 bucks for 30 gummies. I'm just gonna try it and see if I like it. And I've never been able to sleep through the night, even pre my anxiety, just like my brain always going. I always wake up 2 to 3 times a night. I really like these. I will say I do not necessarily sleep through the night with these. Like, this is not something that's gonna, like, for me personally, I don't just automatically sleep through the night because I take a gummy. However, I will say that I have much deeper sleeps, and I will say that I wake up definitely a little bit more well rested. So maybe it's just me, as I'm not somebody that sleeps through the night, but I do think that these help me when it comes to sleeping. They also, I would take 100 of these as candy. They taste delicious. I love them. So yeah, I definitely think that they help me sleep. I would say I get better sleep when I do take them, especially when I was struggling to sleep. I really enjoyed taking these. Again, reach out to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. However, I love the Let Me Sleep gummies. I think that they are great. They don't necessarily help me sleep through the night, but I think if I was somebody that slept through the night, they would be even better. So those were my hyper fixations of the month, and I wanted to share them all with you because I think they're great. I can have everything linked down below. I obviously can't link coconut macaroons. You're just gonna have to go to the Trader Joe's and buy those. I don't think I can link Jello packs either, but you know, go to your local grocery store and see if you can find them. But now it is time to get some dinner going, which is great. On to cooking a healthy dinner. Tonight we're doing grilled salmon, coconut milk rice, and just some broccoli in the saute pan. Very excited for it. I just like to have kind of a healthy dinner to reset, which will be delicious and good. And we actually decided that we are gonna record the podcast tomorrow just so that we can relax a little bit tonight. I'm gonna get some editing done. I really want to read as well. The Celtics have the first game of the NBA Finals or whatever it was Corey was saying, so we are definitely going to be watching that. So it is time for dinner. I'll share a little video of what we have for dinner when it all comes together. I love doing coconut milk rice. It's one of my favorites. So without further ado, let's go and make some dinner because your girl's starving. Hello friends, it is basically time for bed. The last thing that you saw was our little dinner and whatnot. We ended up doing dinner on the couch. I love a couch dinner sometimes. I feel like it is just my all-time favorite. I enjoy it so much. And then because the Celtics were on tonight, Corey ended up watching the game while I actually got some editing done and exporting done, which was chef's kiss. I have a coffee chat that I have been sitting on for like a week that I just have not had the time to edit. So tonight was that night to get to do it. So I was very excited about that. So right before I go to bed, I always look at my welcoming the new month to-do list to see if I've got everything done. So the last few things that we had on the list under organizing were fluff and fold the laundry. We did that. I actually at the last minute when I went downstairs decided to grab all of our towels and like miscellaneous little like undies and socks and stuff just to throw in a load. So Corey's gonna switch that before bed so that we'll wake up and it'll be dry and we'll be fine. So all the laundry is done. In personal and self-care, drink a liquid IV. I did not do, but I will do it tomorrow. So I'm really glad at least that I will know to do it tomorrow, but I didn't do it today. I just didn't feel like it. Honestly, wanted to drink just regular water. 30 minutes of reading I'm gonna do right now and then eat a healthy dinner. We also got done. So now it is time to rest and go to bed. It is 10:15 at night p.m. So my little bedtime nighttime routine, I start out like I said with my Holy Grail. This sits right next to my bed, so I put on like a little thin layer of hand lotion on both my hands and my wrist because I normally have some eczema breakouts on my wrist. Like not majority of the time, but I would say that's where it is. The breakout on my right hand to like my middle finger and then my index finger, and then I normally get it on my wrist. So I get a nice like layer of lotion on so that it's moisturized through the night. And then I did end up going to the dermatologist. What is that noise? I always laugh when people are driving at 10:15 at night with like some wonky sounds from their car. But I ended up going to the dermatologist with Corey because my eczema was getting really bad, and they ended up taking me off of Desonide and putting me on a higher like a higher steroid dose cream for my eczema, and this one is called triamcinolone. Oh my god, I have literally no idea. It's like gibberish to me. And it's not an ointment, it's a cream. So also every night before bed after I do my regular hand lotion, I do some dabs of my like steroid lotion. My dermatologist recommended that this is a twice a day for as long as the dry kind of cracked skin is happening. So I put it here. No, I don't leave it like that. I will rub it into my, like I said before, my middle finger and then my index/ring finger, and then I also have it in between, so I rub it here, and then I always get it kind of like on my wrists, and then I'll just like drag some of the excess over there, and I just kind of work it into my fingers. And honestly, this has been making such a big game changer. I just have to like at the end of the day kind of move the steroid around, but obviously it's not going to affect my skin that's not using the cream or whatever, you know what I mean. And that's it. I'll drink some of this water before I go to bed, maybe like 5-8 sips, like about halfway, just so that I can have a little bit of water in my body before I go to bed. I just went pee, So we're ready to go to bed, and thank you guys so much for hanging out and spending welcoming June with me. June is going to be a fun, crazy, busy month, but I'm excited for the month ahead. So without further ado, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.